Lately, I've been spending a lot of time telling you about all our fabulous domestic oil finds here in the United States, and in large part because oil is a global commodity. Even if our economy gets hit hard by the mess of our elected leaders, what they've created, wow, the rest of the world still desperately needs crude. Especially both the China and European rebound has made it so it's really in demand. Hence why I've been highlighting America's sexiest shales, the Bakken, the Eagle Ford, and what could be the next big one, the Delaware Basin, an oil-rich area of the larger Permian Basin in Texas and New Mexico. And as I told you a week and a half ago, if you're looking for the best way to play the Delaware, I think it's Cimarex, symbol XEC. Here's an independent oil and gas exploration production company that's been shifting its drilling budget aggressively toward higher-priced oil and nat gas liquids. 4 years ago, natural gas accounted for 70% of the company's production. Now it's only half, and it makes up just 26% of the revenues. But what I really like here is Cimarex's acreage. The company has 141,000 acres in the mid-continent region, Oklahoma, southwest Kansas, and the Texas Panhandle. Their future, though, rests in the Permian, particularly the sweet spot of the Delaware Basin. Cimarex has over 100,000 acres. For 2013, the company's devoting more than 63% of its drilling budget to the Permian. That's one reason why, when Cimarex reported a blowout quarter 2 months ago, it delivered a 29% increase in oil production. That's like a biotech growth. Now, the stock has been going up practically in a straight line since the summer. It's up roughly 73% for the year, now trading just a 1.5 off its 52-week high. But Cimarex still isn't that expensive, selling for 17 times next year's earnings, 13% growth rate. So let's take a closer look with Thomas Jorden. He's the chairman, president, and CEO of Cimarex Energy. Mr. Jorden, welcome to Mad Money.
Thank you.
Have a seat, sir. Okay, is it better to be lucky than good? I mean, you got this Permian acreage, all right? And then suddenly it just turns out to be much better than we thought. Is that technology? Did you always know it would be? Is it the higher price of oil? How did this all come together so quickly?
Well, it's a lot of things. You know, people have described the Delaware Basin to me as a forgiving basin. It's multi-pay. We internally generate. We are teams of geoscientists that build ideas, execute them, and get them done. Delaware Basin's been a wonderful place to be, but it's really a testament to our generating teams, our ability to execute, and part of it's being at the right place at the right time. But it's a great place to play.
Okay, explain that building things. I'm intellectually, I'm trying to get my arms around. Say they build things. The process of how you found this.
Well, we bought into the Delaware Basin on acquisition in 2005. So we got there through a major purchase we did in 2005. But Cimarex is a little different from a lot of our competitors in that we are internally generating. We really see
not borrowing down.
We don't buy our inventory.
Right.
We're not an acquisition company. We are based on ideas. So we're heavy into science, heavy into generating ideas. We're also a company that our basic mantra is full cycle return on invested capital, full cycle. We really want to make sure that we invest $1, it'll make its way home safely with a good return. And so that's kind of our mantra, and the Delaware Basin has been a tremendous place to generate and build that program.
Okay, why have the majors not really understood our shale plays? You know, there's a very good article in Financial Times today about Shale. Basically, just regret over the shale bet. What are the majors doing wrong that the independents are doing
well,
right?
I don't know that the majors are doing anything wrong, Jim, but it's been an amazing story, this whole development of shale. It's an amazing story, and it has been built, by and large, by small companies. You know, if you allow me a second, it's an incredible story of, you know, everybody wants to talk about tech companies. That's the sexy story, right? What's happened in oil and gas is a story that needs to be told. It's a story of innovation. It's a story of technology. It's a story of perseverance, entrepreneurialism, free markets, property rights. You know, there's a reason why this explosion of production in the United States is happening in the United States and not elsewhere. And it's led to an incredible benefit for this country in terms of national security, cheap energy, a bridge to the future. It's an amazing story, but it's been done by little independent companies. And not all of them have succeeded. There have been a lot of failures along the way. But it's a story that speaks to the best of the United States and free markets, property rights, contract law. And it's been done by and large on private land. It hasn't been done by majors. Hasn't been done by central planning. It's been done by scrappy little companies like Cimarex that get up every morning and try to invest their money. And it's a wonderful success story that the United States is in a great position with.
Totally agree. I'm glad you're on my show to talk about it because I think it's not talked about enough. It seems like it's a patchwork. When I see the oil coming up and up back to 92 levels, maybe we go back to the 80s levels, it's just every little company. It's like you're adding this many and, you know, Hess is adding from Bakken. That's a bigger company. But then EOG's right there adding and Carrizo's adding. I mean, it just keeps happening. How can it continue like this?
Well, there's been a lot of things things wind at our backs.
Okay.
Certainly, worldwide commodity prices have helped.
Right.
Technology has been a huge driver in this story. And then the rocks themselves. You know, the rocks. You know, that we've learned how to unlock oil and gas from shales. When I got out of school, shales were not a reservoir. We drilled right through them. We didn't pay any attention to them. And it's really been in the last 5 or 6 years, really, to be fair, if you go back and talk about natural gas, maybe the last 10 or 15 years, that the industry has understood how to unlock this tremendous potential, and it's changed the landscape. It's changed the energy security of the United States for the foreseeable future.
Well, do you think that we are possibly continental, not United States, continental energy independent by 2020?
Well, I hear people say that. It depends on demand. You know, that's a little out of,
play a big role.
That's a little out of my wheelhouse, but certainly the fact that we've reduced imports to the extent that we have is a huge benefit to this country, and you know, it's a great time in our business. It's a wonderful time in our business.
Are there still places that we don't know about that have giant fields in this country?
You know, we generate every day. Cimarex are teams of people that get up and look for ideas, and we have no shortage of ideas. You started by talking about the Delaware Basin.
Right.
Delaware Basin has tremendous potential. We've only scratched the surface, but we also look elsewhere, and we haven't found the next big find in the United States. I'm very confident that this industry, these small little companies we've talked about, will do it again and again.
Wow, just a great success story. Sir, thank you so much for coming on Mad Money. That's Thomas Jorden. He's the chairman, president, and CEO of Cimarex. XCC, you know I like this stock. I just like it even more now after listening to the CEO. Stay with Cramer.